Okay, here we are, lesson 4, bubble 5. Let's jump straight in. Let's start reading. It says background. Background will draw on top. Sorry, I'm going to change the mouse real quick. Background will draw on top of everything already in your drawing. We've gone over this. We just did that in the last lesson, right? And so it says down here, and do this, use the background to make a black background behind the green circle. So remember, if we want something to be behind something else, it has to go above that thing in the code. If we want something to be on top of something else, it has to be below the other thing in the code. So again, we want to make a black background behind this keyword, behind the green circle. That means we need to put the background above the green circle in the code. So let's drag a background block out. We'll drop it off right here at the top. Make sure you can see that yellow bar before you drop it. Okay, background, and we want it to be black. So we're just going to change, doesn't have an option for black, so we're just going to type it in. Remember to keep the quotations. You have to keep the quotations. Let's run it. Boom. Done. Let's go to the next one. Not waste any time. Next bubble. All right. So we're going to debug this one, okay, using 4 parameters. So again, the 4 parameters are, like you see in the code right here, for an ellipse or a rectangle, the 4 parameters are x coordinate, y coordinate, width, and height in that order. X, Y, W, H. X, Y, W, H. Okay? Remember that. It's important. You got to know which one is which, right? You can't just start changing numbers and hope that it turns out okay. You got to know what they are, what they mean. If you need to, write it down on a little piece of paper, a little sticky note. Keep it right there, post it inside your Chromebook. Okay? Or do something. Okay? Again, X comes first in the parameters. These are the 4 parameters right here. X, Y, puts it on the grid, X, Y. The first 2 numbers control where it is. The third number controls how wide it is from left to right. The 4th number controls how high it is from top to bottom. Got to remember that. Okay, so let's go. It says debug this program and correct the error so the grass extends across the entire bottom. Okay, so you can see that down here, line 8 is a comment that tells us that the grass is being drawn below that. Line 4 is a comment that shows us the sun is being drawn on lines 5 and 6, and line 1 is a comment that shows us the sky is being drawn on line 2. So the comments aren't part of the code. They just, you can make a comment by dragging a comment block out in your code and just typing anything you want. Comments are for you. So again, you could drag out a comment, put it right here, and you could say, remember the parameters X, Y, W, H. You could type in what I was just teaching you. Leave it as a comment. It's ignored by the program. Programs skip over the comments. It's not part of the program. That's why they're in gray. But that's a nice way for you to make a note in the code, and you then come back and look at it anytime you want. Cool, right? Okay, but here's the comment that says draw the grass, and so the grass is being drawn on lines 10 and 11. Okay, now we want it to go all the way across the picture like it is here, from all the way from the left edge to the right edge. So let's run it and see what the problem is. Well, okay, we can see it's not wide enough, right? So the width, again, look at our note. Width is the 3rd number. It's only, you can see 200 is only halfway across the grid, right? So we want that to say 400. Remember that 400, 400, if you look at the numbers, look at these numbers below where it shows show grid. The numbers are 400, 400. That's as far as you can go in the graph. So I'm going to change the width down here in the rectangle, this number to 400. Okay, now let's run it and see what we got. Perfect. It looks exactly like this picture. We're done. Let's move on to the next bubble. I'm going to stop this video and I'll see you for bubble 7 in the next video. Good job.